Camera phone, drop his Acapone, turn your lights off, nigga, we been on.
What is going on, everyone? My name is Hayon and welcome to Armored Warfare PS4 Early Access. Today's video is all about having an impact when you're bottom tier because I feel like a lot of people have trouble with that. And I have a pretty cool replay to show you which I think really represents what you should be thinking and what you should be doing whenever you find yourselves in games like this. Now, before I start the replay, I want to say that this is not some smashing insane game. I actually finished bottom of my team in this replay. However, what I want you guys to focus on here is how I work for my team and have a presence in the battle, instead of hanging in the back like maybe some other players would in a matchup like this. Now, unfortunately, my PS4 didn't save all of this replay, and that really frustrated me because one of the main events in this replay that I wanted to show was right before the beginning of where it started the recording. So I'm just going to go ahead and explain it instead of having you guys just completely miss out on it. So in the thumbnail thing you see on the screen here, you'll notice a Chieftain 900 in the cap with me. Probably about 25 seconds before this part, he was nearly about to finish capping, and the MBT-70 behind me, I don't know if he was afraid or he just didn't want to risk it, wasn't doing anything about it, so I pushed in to pause the cap in his place. And one thing that I forgot to mention earlier is that I am the only tier 5 in this matchup, against 6 tier 6s and 1 tier 7. And I will admit, at the beginning of this match, I was kind of doubting my ability to have a good impact in this game, because there are so many vehicles on the enemy team that I just can't damage from the front. But I decided not to give up, and I'm pretty proud of the result, so I'm just going to go ahead and start the replay. So right off the bat, you can see an example of what I was talking about earlier, having a presence. As you can see, I'm repeatedly acting like I'm going to push out, so this Chieftain 900 has 2 targets to worry about, and not just the MBT-70 behind me. So now I know that the Chieftain 900 is fired, and I'm going to push out and plant a shot into it. And this is just good advice for fighting any tiered opponent. When they shoot, you shoot, because they can't damage you with a reloading gun. So now the Chieftain is most likely finished reloading, and I'm going to pull back so I don't take damage from him. And finally, the MBT-70 finishes him off, and we are free to cap this point. Now, I think it's pretty safe to say, if I had not been here, we probably would have lost this point. And that's not ragging on my team, I was just the only person to make a move on the point when it needed to happen. But all's well ends well, and we win this cap point. So I'm looking at my map now, and I realize that a lot of enemies are coming our way, and I'm going to set up an ambush for the Abrams whenever he comes flying around the corner. But somehow we managed to dunk the shot with the Abrams side completely flat onto us. So now the Abrams is going to start coming up this ramp, and I know that I can't damage him from the front, so instead of trying to shoot his hull, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot his tracks. Now, unfortunately, we didn't do enough damage to his tracks to demobilize him, but the thought process was there. So now we're going to pull into the cover, and our team is going to scare him off. So what I'm going to do now is, while the Abrams is reversing and the swing fire is running away, I'm going to pull up to the edge and try to get a shot into one of them. So I pull up to the edge of the ramp, and I kill the swing fire. That is a very dangerous tier 6 tank taking out the game for 15 seconds. So unfortunately we don't reload before we're able to find a shot into the side of the Abrams, but I know that I'm not going to continue to have an impact in this game unless I get myself mobile again and put myself where my team needs me to be. So as I move, I'm going to try to find a shot into this Abrams. Now, I probably would have landed a shot there, but unfortunately the MBT-70 on my team decides to run into me, and I donk the shot or miss it. And as annoying as that was, what I just did there was not the right play to make. Trying to block him from being able to get off the ramp was not the right play, and that was a mistake. So I apologize to that MBT-70 there. So now the enemy team controls a majority of the cap, and I'm going to assist my team in winning the 1 cap back. As you can see, the M68-3 is not quite as mobile as the other tanks on my team, but I'm following pretty steadily. So we are continuing to advance, getting closer to the cap by the second. And I think I'm going to skip forward a bit here to save myself from having to do all of this filler audio. So on the way to the 1 cap, I spot an enemy ATGM launcher. As you can see, he's sitting on the little balcony thing across from me. So unfortunately, we dunk our first shot, and he plants a big one into me. Now the worst mistake I can make here is staying in sight of this guy's gun. I've got to get under his depression. So I gun it forward, and he realizes that he cannot get a shot into me anymore, and he starts repositioning. But I don't want to let this guy get away and start causing trouble for my team, so I start chasing him down. So I'm being quite aggressive here, and I'm going to push around the corner and try to find a shot into him. But he doesn't get spotted. But I know that he couldn't have gone far, so instead of falling back and regrouping with my team, I'm going to continue to hunt for this guy. And speak of the devil, there he is. Fortunately, he misses us and we get one into him. And now I'm fairly confident that this is an engagement that I can win. So I push up and spot him again, but I'm unable to find a shot into him. Missed that shot like a total noob. And he gets out of my line of fire. So now I'm going to push up and I'm going to try to find more shots into this guy. We pull around the corner and plant a shot into him on the move. That was fairly lucky. And we leave him on minuscule hit points. Remember, this is a tier 6 tank. So now my priority shifts to the cap. I'm fairly certain that that guy is not going to come back to mess with me again, so I'm going to take this opportunity to win a point for my team. And as you can see on the minimap, my team is right behind me, so I'm very comfortable sitting here in this cap. Now, I make a pretty big mistake here. I get a little too relaxed. I forget what I was doing right here, probably looking at my phone or something. As you can see, I don't see the Abrams coming around the corner, and by the time that I realize that I have to pull back, I take the hit and it's too late. But, as mentioned earlier, my team is right behind me, so this is not a fatal mistake for me. I'm still in this game. 533 hit points is not a lot, but, you know, still got a gun, right? And that's really the mindset that you need to be having if you want to be successful and have fun and entertaining games like this. So we plant a shot into the Abrams, about to plant our second one into him. And with the help of my team, we finish off the tier 7 MBT on their team. But unfortunately, the shot that the Abrams put into me earlier damaged my engine, and of course this means that I'm going to be very slow, and this really frustrated me for the rest of this run. But I had by no means given up. I was still very much in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the next part that I want you to see. So we're about 2 minutes ahead now, and don't worry, you didn't miss anything in that 2 minutes. It was just me hopelessly shooting the turret of a chieftain, and we actually did take some damage from him. We are now on 27 hit points. So now we're advancing on the 9 cap, and I'm really the only one on my team in a position to take this point, and I figure, you know, I don't have that much longer to live anyway, so I might as well try to do something while I'm still alive. Again, it's all about that attitude of, I still have hit points, I'm still in this game. So I'm slowly advancing with my damaged engine. And thankfully we aren't spotted, so that's good. So I make my way into the cap.
Enemies captured point 7. They're capturing point 9.
And it looks like I lied earlier. There are teammates in the vicinity that are able to help me take this cap.
We've captured point 9.
So we capture the point. And the Leopard and MBT-70 go their separate ways. And I figure, you know, I'm a little too slow to be able to follow them and aid them in whatever they are doing, so I'm just going to sit back and defend this cap in case someone tries to come take it. And I'm just going to fast forward it a little bit.
Identify target.
And rest in peace me, here comes a tier 7 M1A1 Abrams. Now he misses, and I was actually a little annoyed that he missed, because that's just, you know, I have to sit here and wait on this guy to kill me. But I do attempt to get his side armor, but he finishes me off before I am able to. But if I'm totally honest, that is pretty much the end of this replay. The enemy team does get control of a lot of the cap points, but the timer runs out before that's able to have an impact in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to the in-game statistics. As you can see, 4,500 damage, 1 kill. This is not a fantastic game by any means, at least from a damage standpoint, but from a combat standpoint or a tactical standpoint, I feel like this is a pretty good replay. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you drop a like, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe even subscribe if you want to see more of my content. So, I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, night, afternoon, whatever. Peace out.
Look at